Oh, what up, though? We back with another episode of All Black Men Need Therapy. My name is Chief.
And I'm Bell.
My name's Prentice.
And I'm butter, y'all.
Hey, we up in this bitch like Voltron. What's happening, fellas? What's goody though? Good to see y'all boys, man. Bro, put a scully on. You messing up the flow.
That's Butter. Literally, or somebody just said that. I think it was Butter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go to the barbershop again today because I got a meeting tomorrow. So I was like,
butter? Who's on your scully? Oh, my bad. Is that an LV? What that is?
Nike.
Oh, that's a Nike.
Oh, I see now. Yeah, I see now. Yeah.
Me and Butter got the Nike joint. I got the North Face on. Why don't y'all throw some dollars at the All Black Money Therapy podcast? You know what I'm saying? Y'all shoot this over to them. Tell them to give us a couple of dollars. What's goody though, fellas? It's good to see y'all faces, black men. What's the word?
This has been a minute since all four of us been on, right?
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, man.
Let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. Get this. It's been a long day. I'm ready to get it going. Bellhead, I'm gonna let you start, man. What's goody? How you be? How you living? How you feeling? Check in.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Last episode I said I was, because the last episode was recorded right before the new year, and I said I was going to get into my routine, and I picked my word for 2026. My word for 2026 is abundance. So I'm looking forward to that journey this year. Things are good. Back at work. I was off for 2 weeks. Got back in on the 5th, and back at it. I fly out tomorrow for some meetings down in the A. By the time y'all hear this, I'll already be back. But yeah, man, everything's good, man. I took Chase to Dave and Buster's today. I got some time with him and ate dinner there and played games and ate, and I'm cool, man. I'm in a good spot, man. I'm ready to get it cracking for 2026. So
that's what's up. That's definitely what's up. P, what's goody, B? You've been out for the past couple weeks. Check in, B. You've been busy. What's up?
Yeah, man. Been busy. Overall, everything is okay. The last 4 days, I've been dealing with a massive migraine. I suffer from chronic migraines and cluster headaches, so I'm going through that right now. Went into the new year really proud because I'm not big on New Year's resolutions, but I think this was the first year I really could identify that I already felt like I was in motion. So there wasn't anything on the 1st of January that I felt like I needed to implement that I wasn't already doing. You know, like regardless if it was 2 weeks or 2 months into it, I already felt in motion. So went into the new year feeling good, feeling pretty positive. The kids are good. They're solid. Finally back in school as of today. So, get the fuck out. Take your ass to school, which was a great feeling.
Kids.
Yes, fuck them kids. Sarai is doing cool, man. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints, bro. Like, I'm just moving and busy, which is a blessing. So I'm good.
That's what's up. Butter, what's goody, bro? How you be? How you living? How you feeling? Check in.
Man, I feel amazing. I feel refreshed, revived. Coming off this birthday, I am excited about what the new year is bringing in the way of art and artistry. So I'm excited. I'm really, really excited about that. And there are some other ventures that I'm looking to step into that I'm not quite ready to share just yet. But it's really tied to like just lifting up my own brand in a real way. To be intentional around doing transformational art, not just art that people enjoy, but art that edutains and transforms lives. So I'm really excited about that, and I believe that all black men need therapy.
That's what's up. I seen you the other day. You had posted something. You was at a big event. Look good on stage. Had your little Palm Pilot and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, that dude.
Not the Palm Pilot.
It's something about somebody going, "Hey, Butter, can you do me a favor?" And I'm like, yeah. But they don't tell you how big the venue is. Like how big the event is. You had like some local celebrities. You had some folks you might have seen on different TV shows in the room. And I'm not only hosting, but I'm performing, doing comedy, stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I'd have worn something different. I'm so corny. I'd have thrown like a whole suit. Right? but the experience though, man, the experience was out of this world.
What
Even
was
down,
it exactly?
so it was, an event in Atlanta where they honored different artists across the diaspora. Everybody from James Baldwin to Bayard Rustin, Basquiat, and they went across Alvin Ailey. So they went across genres and stuff like that. And so they invited me as a former HBO Deaf poet. You know how old you got to be a former HBO Deaf poet,
That's
right?
wild.
Like, you know how old. That's the same with verses. Like, do you know how old you got to be a former? And I was like, yeah, I'm that old. But it was fun to like write poetry and do it and like spit it from my Palm Pilot, is what you said. Yeah.
You know how
Crazy.
old you got to be to still have a Palm Pilot?
Dude, and I was on stage with readers. I was like, yo, you get this. And I was like, dude, I'm this age.
That's
I can
what's
actually
up.
see the words, but I can't see the people because y'all not close enough. It was amazing.
That's what's up.
Then
That's
I made this
what's up.
dope vocalist. If y'all get a chance, check him out. Jacob Lusk,
LUST?
Lusk.
LUSK.
He was on American Idol, but this brother, what's the brother's name? Elton John. He sang with his brother called the Gabriel. He sang with this band called the Gabriels, and Elton John said that their album was one of the most noted albums he had heard in 10 years.
Wow.
But dude sang like somebody told him he gonna be murdered when he get off stage. He's like, I'm gonna leave this all right here. So if I never sing again, everybody in this room has been changed.
Yeah, that's
what's
dope.
up. That's
Dude,
power. That's power.
But
Is he Atlanta? He's Atlanta based?
No. He's in LA. You know, he's on that after I did American Idol run.
God. Oh, he's recent American.
Recent.
No, not recent. I think he might have been 2011.
Oh, there you go.
Might have been
Still running, huh?
Hey,
running.
Clearly,
That's
it's holding
up.
some weight. Yeah, and he's
You know, it
obviously
takes about
talented.
10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, for sure.
So you know,
that's what's
I'm
up.
on you.
Well,
So shit.
in my case, fellas, man, again, all is well. Kids are happy and healthy. No complaints there. Had an interesting weekend. I without disclosing too much information, I kind of just learned. We talked about it before, but it comes into fruition where everybody can't go. No matter how bad you want to bring them with you, everybody can't go. And there are levels. Not that we didn't know this, but it sits in more when you've paired yourself with that other level and they invite you into their world and you see the level and you try to bring your people with you and the level just feels different. And it's like, yeah, I thought you were ready, but you weren't. So it's unfortunate, but it was an eye opener for me in the sense that just, no matter how much you want to give back and bring your people along with you, sometime everybody can't go. In addition to that, remember how I told, like, I kind of like you, P, like, things have been in motion and I still like geared up for the new year, but things have been in motion. I told you a while ago, like I've been feeling good. Things been moving in the right direction. So I get online today to go upload a form to the Connecticut State Department of Education to get my certification. I go to upload a form and pay the application fee, and I look, I've already got my certification.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's there. It was in the thing. Didn't pay no fees, nothing. It was already there. So I'm like,
and this the Mass one?
I already had the Mass one. This is my Connecticut.
Connecticut one.
Connecticut one, yeah.
Oh, it's lit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's lit, man. That's what's up.
Hell yeah.
So when I saw that, I was just like, I just kind of smiled and was like, yeah. Because it was like, I told you, I just feeling good about things moving in motion on. I got some plans, some things out and whatnot. So I saw that. I saw it about maybe like noon, right towards the end of the day. So I kind of just let it sit with me. Tomorrow I'm gonna go in and dot and I got a list of like schools. I'm gonna go double check them, see if they're still open, and just.
Was you like woo woo?
Start fire. It was really one of them things, but it was just kind of like, you know what I mean? But it kind of felt good because it was just a testament to, I guess, what the, it isn't so much manifestation, P, but like just what a positive mind frame will do for you, bro.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But I also think for you personally, there was a little kick in the ass, and now you've done it. You know what I'm saying? Like now there's nothing else, no other boxes to check in terms of once you got that kick in the ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got the kick in the ass and you're just like, all right, I'm bullshitting. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna get done what I need to get done. And he was like, then it was the hiccup. Well, it's not transferable. Well, this, well, that. And you had to go through all those hoops and then you finally got it.
And some more hoops and some more hoops and some more hoops.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. And now it's like, all right, boom. So I think that is a good example of it's crazy because if we want to get deep for a second, just to play off what you said earlier in terms of everybody can't go. So can I just tell the story of how you got to the place where you got your 092, or do you want to tell it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Chief and I started working at our alma mater, our high school, as the deans of students back in 20 years ago. And I left, he stayed, and because I didn't want to pursue education. Like I didn't want to get my master's in education, something like that. I wanted to be in sales. He wanted to pursue his working as an administrator in the school system. So long story short, he has been there for many, many, many years. And his kind of like, I'll call it his defense mechanism, right, was anytime something happened with an administrator, not necessarily in his school, but just an administrator in general that he was aware of, he would always be like, I would have done it like this. I would have did this. I'm qualified. I need to do this. I need to do that. Anyway, that conversation went on for years. And then one day, one of our friends who at the time was either a principal or an assistant superintendent. Either way, he was just like, yo, man, I'm tired of hearing about, because when Chief would see him, he always like, yo, man, get me a job, man, get me a job in your school, get me a job. And basically there was no jobs for Chief because Chief never had the paperwork, but what Chief would do is he would talk about his talent. And then my boy was just like, look, I'm tired of hearing about this. Get the paperwork. Like basically, he's like, there's really nothing else to talk about till you get the paperwork. And then from that spawned, like, basically somebody was like, put up or shut up. And obviously he stepped up and did what he needed to do. But that was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to get his master's first, then he had to get his certification. Then it was a loophole because the way his job was set up is that though he did everything, 90% of the job for an administrative, 85 to 90% of the job of an administrator, his job didn't qualify as a prerequisite to become an administrator. So it was just a whole bureaucratic mess that he navigated and made it through, you know what I'm saying? But it all started with that conversation. So like the dialogue that he would have with that individual and other individuals went on for like, what, 17, 18 years, if not longer?
Like
no, 12. You didn't. When you go to get your master's?
With Uwe, though.
No, but there wasn't just Uwe you would have that conversation with. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, like that's what really sparked it, though, when basically was like, nigga, like, stop talking about it. Like, either you're going to do it, or if you're not going to do it, let's not talk about it no more.
That's my point.
Yeah, I'm like, who you think you're talking to? And that's kind of what happened for me right
So
there,
the full circle part, right? You talk about everybody can't go. Mm-hmm. You were talking like you could go.
Right.
But you couldn't until you decided to go.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? True. So when Uwe had that conversation with you, you realize, shit, I want to go.
Right.
But it wasn't until then that you could go.
Right. So no matter how talented you are, there's levels to this, you know what I'm saying? And it was definitely an eye-opener. And it was crazy because Bell, Uwe, the guys would motivate me like, yo, you go ahead and do it. Like, I'm gonna do it. And then was bullshitting until he's like, nigga, you can't do it, basically. Like, who you talking to? Like, you're not gonna talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go to school, get the master's, do the paperwork, do the internships and all that good stuff. And then, like I said, a lot of bureaucratic BS, but finally it's done. And the applications is about to be slanging like hotcakes, boy. It's gonna be flipping them bitches. And then we'll kind of see what happens. But it was a sigh of relief, a pat on my own back,
Nice.
and just confirmation that like everything is moving in the direction that I anticipate. I can't say anticipated, but that I feel it's going. Because I'm in keeping it candid, brothers. I'm feeling unstoppable right now.
Well, I was just about to say, bro, everything's not going in the direction that you wanted to go. Everything is going in the direction that you're driving it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. You're driving it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you like, oh, I'm the best dean, I'm this, I'm that, but you're not driving action. You're just talking. So when you start driving, then things will happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Sure.
it's like the equivalent of just doing a lot of hoping with no action. So.
Hope and pray. Anywho, side note about Uncle Lem starting tomorrow.
Yeah, man. So when I left you the other day, or left your house, you wasn't there. I sat with Uncle Lem for like an hour and a half, and he was just telling me about the situation, and I'm like, man, this motherfucker won't get enough, man. He just won't get enough.
I got it now, though. It was like, Uncle, I told him today, like, yo, just don't come back, bro. I was like, I got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
basically, Chief had to fire a contractor that. It's like, the whole food once, shame on you. When you can't get food again, yeah, he got food again. Yeah. and again.
Do you know anybody, Chief, that does like renovations and flip houses?
Say what?
What?
I'm sorry? I didn't hear what you said.
What?
Oh, see?
Oh, my
hey, Butter,
God.
You do know I have the liberty. Okay, play with me if you want to. you do know I have the liberty to take you off screen, right? Put you in the back.
I'm just asking, man. Like, have we tapped? First of all, I'm super proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm glad you gave yourself permission. It was so fun to listen to the exchange and hear Bell's pride in knowing he knew you could do it. And he's glad that he don't have to no longer wait for you to do it. Like, you can hear all of that in how he celebrated you.
I didn't hear that, but I'm glad you picked it up. I'll watch it again and maybe pick it up.
No, it was so clear. Like, I'm telling you, Bell is so paternal. He was like, good job. Good. Like, in every other word, it was good job. I'm proud of you. You did it. You put your time where you didn't just talk about it, you were about it. What I find interesting, though, is you won't do that with that damn house. But okay. Maybe you need 18 more years.
Nah, it ain't finna be that long. Anyways, that's that, fellas. We're gonna dive into
only cook on a hot plate for so long.
No doubt. We rolling into it. So today's conversation, our people, we going with some parenting things. But before we get into, actually, no, it's still in the same vein. But I saw this quote the other day, fella. Well, it was a joint on Instagram, and I wanted to put it up just to see what you guys think about it, right? So it was Smokey Norfolk posted a photo of he and his son, and his 16-year-old son is laying on his chest, and Smokey says, "By far my favorite part of today, my 16-year-old baby boy, who's my height, climbed in my arms and went sound asleep like when he was 16 months. I didn't want it to end." And somebody shares his post and goes, "I don't care what nobody says, shit is weird."
Yo.
And then someone else says, "I don't know. I wasn't cuddling my pop at 16. He was giving me life advice and showing me how to be a man since a youngin', but they might have a different dynamic." And I copied and pasted some of the comments. I'm gonna read them and then we can have a conversation about it. So
this is gonna take up the whole episode, which I'm great with, just so you know. But keep going.
Maybe it says, Want to know why so many men are messed up emotionally? Because one day we go from being able to share affection and emotions to next day being told we have to pretend it no longer exists. My dad straight up said to me one day, "That's the last hug you'll ever get from me. You're a man now." I was 12. Kudos to that amazing dad. Then you get as a man who feels as a man who feels weird hugging my own father and telling him I love him. We don't have the dynamic in quotes or in parentheses. I show my son all the love. He's only 8, but he falls asleep in my lap every night, and I carry him to his bed. I don't care how old he gets, he can always come to me for love. I'm not raising a son to be hard. I'm raising him to be confident. And part of that confidence comes from knowing his dad loves him unconditionally, will always be there. Next guy says, as the father of a boy child, mine can get hugged like this whenever until he leaves this earth. I don't care how old he is. And then those are the latter ones, but my dad, 38, more best believe of Clint Cole. That's your man's, right, P?
Yeah, so
We got it. We got to get him on the podcast too. It says, I'm 38. My dad ain't here no more. Best believe if the ghosts of Herm Coley show up, I'd roll up in bull arms just like this. Cats really need to stop sexualizing everything.
Hmm.
And then you get to these goofies.
Can you go back? Can you go back for one?
Yeah.
I like what the sister wrote.
The last one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All I see is one less broken, emotionally damaged young man.
Love that.
Wow.
Love that. Then you get this one. It says, he needed it more than you know. I'm a grown ass woman, and one day I went to my mom, sat next to her, and passed out. Woke up to her holding me. I drooled for real, and that's what woke me up. And there she was. I laid quiet longer. I didn't want it to end. As we get older, we disconnect first from our children. We don't realize it until we seek them and realize it's no longer normal to hug and kiss and hold each other. We forget that love is energy and replace it with materials and expectations. So to answer your question, yes, it's weird. The fact that we're unable to identify a parent holding their child as a good or a bad thing just is also just as weird. So
Wow.
I go ahead. Where we at with this, fellas? Because I already know how we feel about it, but like it's just I don't think
I'm triggered. I'm on the phone with 3 fathers. I'm on this call with 3 fathers.
I missed, but there was some I missed the rest of the comments. I think they're on my phone, but people was like dragging dude, like really getting that homeboy.
Yeah,
for hugging and falling asleep with his 16-year-old son.
That says so much more about them than it does him.
Completely.
Like the internet, again, bro, the internet's not a real place. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I would go as far as saying some of the people may not even believe the negative comments that they wrote. They did it for shock value. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me try to say something that's going to go viral. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, bro, that's what's wrong with us right now, man. It's like, and maybe, I don't know, but maybe the people that were making the negative comments don't have kids. I don't know. But if you have a kid, a boy, like, shit, man, listen, man. Chase might be at 5, might be as big as that 16-year-old right now. And he lays up in my arms. And I'll let him, like, even literally as I'm coming up here now to do the show. Chase and I was out. So when I got back in, I saw the rain. I'm like, love you, babe. And Chase was in the bathtub. He's like, I love you too, daddy. I know you was talking to mommy, but I love you too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, like I want him to be able to express. I want, like, if that's what that kid is willing to do, I'm always going to let him do it. You know what I'm saying? So that shit pisses me off when people get negative.
And what if his son? What if his son needed that from him, but then decided that dad didn't give him a hug, so the gangs would?
I've always hugged. I always hugged on Justice. I always loved on Tahir. And with Tip, now that he's 14, I'm in his room right now, recording his room downstairs. I'll come down here and he'll be sitting on the bed playing PlayStation. And I'll come and I'll lay my head on his shoulder. And he lets me do it, but I can feel the 14 in him. He's not going to respond back. He's not going to give me an embrace, but he lets me do it. And that's my reminder that all the love I've done, all the kissing, all the hugging, it's worked, right? Because he's not uncomfortable. There's no discomfort. But he won't embrace me back. But what he will do every night, I'll be upstairs on the couch. He'll come upstairs. He'll have his ear pads in or his phone, and then he sits next to me and he buries his feet under my legs, or he nuzzles into my shoulder right here, and he's minding his business, but he's all in my space.
That's his way. Yeah.
All in my, that's his way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's only because I've loved on him his whole life and continue to. I think the internet, you were saying like the internet isn't a real place. I think the internet is where, I feel like the internet is where your trauma is your representative. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize it. Like their trauma is their representative when they're commenting, and they have no clue. They don't even realize that their most broken part is often speaking on their behalf. And that's what I think when I look at those comments. I'm like, okay, so what part of you is commenting right now? Like, where, what happened in your life, or
What
what history
happened?
do you have that is making you publicly leave these statements? Because there's so many different things you can say, but you're choosing to
Yeah,
go this route.
exactly.
You know what I mean? So when we say, like you said, Bell, like it's more about them than it is the boy, absolutely. We just don't look at it that way. We just jump on that train if we're like, yeah, I feel the same way. This shit is weird. But it's like, that's only because you haven't been hugged on and loved on.
One thing I'll say real quick, just about what you said, Prentice. I love everything you said, first of all. So thank you for sharing. Imagine if the shoe was on the other foot. Imagine if you were playing PlayStation and Tip tried to put his shoulder on you or his head on your shoulder, and you was like, man, get off me. What you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what type, like, imagine a ripple effect. And that's when Butter says, well, if he can't get it from dad, then he's going to go somewhere else to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In one form or fashion. So it's just kind of wild, man.
Yeah, and I think
there is that guy out there. There's 100% that guy out there whose son's leaned his head on his shoulder. And remember, like, oh boy, we played in the other video, like we just was crying in the car because his dad said, I'm proud of you, son.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he wasn't getting no hugs. Just to hear those words of affirmation made him cry. So imagine if dad pulled him in and said that. Like, the dude would be breaking down. It'd be wow.
I think we underestimate, number one, the power of a hug. But I think the thing that we don't talk about enough is how many of us as young men seek validation of what it is to be a man from our parental. Like, we look for that, don't do that, that ain't cool kind of thing from our dads. And imagine his son, or imagine a Chase even, right? Playing sports. Imagine you're a young man now playing sports with affectionate fathers. They're going onto those teams going, you're my brother. This is how brothers treat each other. They already have a standard of what it is to be a man. They already have a standard of what it is to be in relationship with brothers. None of it's homoerotic. It's all filios, but it's an agape kind of love. It's a deep, rich love that goes, I see you. And not only do I see you, when we get on this field, I got your back. And I love you so much, I got your back when you're not on the field. I'm going to hold you to a standard that we don't do that.
Right.
We don't do that. Because this is what that look like. Because what you all are also pouring into your sons especially is, I'm responsible for this last name. And any shame that I bring onto this family, it'll impact this relationship. There's so much value in that hug. There's so much value in it.
Yeah. I mean,
I like the comment about the sexualization. I think that was big. We don't know how to identify it as anything else. A lot of people.
Yeah, because it's our own shit that we haven't gotten through, Prentice. Like we just been talking about, and that's the thing, man. It's like, don't be projecting your insecurities onto me. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I like I said, pisses me off because like I'm looking at it and like the only thing I could think of was like, what is so bad about a father hugging his son? Like, why is that a problem?
Somebody should have replied, well, you ain't had no dad, huh?
You ain't got no daddy.
All I'm thinking is, I wish that was me. Either I wish I was the father that could do that for my son, or I wish I could be the son that could receive that from a father. Yeah. And this is a man of faith. How should he be treating his son?
You know what's interesting? It's interesting, man, because I mean, you all know of my father. But have you met my dad? I can't remember, but you.
I sure have.
Okay, so everybody's met him. So
unforgettable moment.
Yeah, so my dad was like OG, triple OG, gangster, OG, right? And I didn't get a lot of affection from him when I was young, but I always knew we cared. It was never like I felt like less than. It wasn't that. But what's interesting is I would say probably like the last 18 months ish. I don't know if it was a shift in his life or he's getting older or he's let his guard down more. But now every time we hang up, he tells me he loves me.
Mhm.
Every time. And nothing prompted it. It wasn't like, Dad, I need more affection. No, like I wouldn't have that conversation with him at this age, at this point. But it was just like it's just shifted. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it is in men that, like you talked about earlier, Chief, the example we talked about earlier when the guy was crying because his dad said he's proud of him. So it's just like what changes, I wonder, as men get older, we get older, that allows us to let that wall down, you know, that maybe was once up, you know. And not that I expect anybody to have an answer. I'm just that's just my experience, you know, with my
I don't
dad.
necessarily have an answer, but you also got to consider you changed in a
True.
space where you were able to receive it.
That's true. That's
Like when
true.
I think about what Prentice said about his son, what you also like, we get lost in the 5 love languages when we talk about relationship. But number 6 is your son. You learned his love language. Okay, his
Mhm.
feet are under me, so let me be in a place where he can put his feet under my leg. Let me
Mm.
give him enough space on this space where I'm sitting. So if he needs to nestle up under me, and you're probably doing it subconsciously at this point.
Yeah, it's subconscious and intentional. And then that's when he'll let me just rub his back. I used to rub his back to sleep. So when he comes to me, he'll let me just sit there. And I don't do it too long because I think sometimes I get like apprehensive, like let me not overdo it. But
Yeah,
I'll take a
overstay your
good 30
welcome.
seconds and I'll just rub his back and it takes me back to him being a baby and me putting him to sleep and he'll let me do it. Then I'll take my hand off and he stays right there. And I make sure I stay still.
It's the
Yeah.
same, yo. It's the same thing with mine, piece. I'm thinking about that. My sons, I see it often at my mom's house. Even when I'm home, like I sit in this corner of my couch all the time, and the boys will be running up and down the hall, and they'll come in and they'll just come sit, like literally right next to me under my skin. At my mom's crib, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I post some videos of my boys in my mom's house, they're always laying on top of me. Like whenever I lay on the couch, they're always coming, and then Major will lay on top of me, Stormy will lay on top of him, and then Mia will come and jump on top, or I'll be laying in the bed and they'll come in whenever I'm laying down, they'll come and they'll lay on top of me, and it's just like that's their thing. So Major's like adverse to the hug now too, but like the other day I was hugging him and he did the same thing, dead arm down to the side.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well, hug your father. He was like, all right, Dad. And then
Yeah.
and then later on that day, like he just kind of like he like threw his shoulder like in my chest and just like rested his head on my chest and just stood there for a minute. And I'm just like, just grab. I was like play with his hair and whatnot, but that's just like it made me think of that quote, and it's not quite applicable, but it says like kids who need love the most ask for it in the most unloving ways. I'm saying, so so he'll come and he'll headbutt my chest or something like that, or like I mean, just the roughhousing. But it's just the way that the kids are showing their love, and so the baby still, he gives the love all the time, but the older one's a little more now. Like I remember the other day we was doing something, and I was like, I said, "You want to go to the park, Storm?" Because we used to go park hopping. Like we would pick a park and we'd go this a couple months ago. But like he was like, "Dad, I'm in middle school now." And I'm just like, "Boy, you got your whole life to be grown, bro.
My bad. Big dog.
But when I said that, I kind of like saw him like like he was like, "Oh," and we was at the park. You know what I'm saying? So he's starting to feel himself a little bit, but like I can still, it's like to your point, P, I can still feel the ways where he like searches for that affection from his dad, and it's too cool.
Mhm.
See,
And
all these.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go
all I
ahead.
was, all I was gonna say is all these great stories is exactly why I despise deadbeat dads. Like to my core, bro. Like how you just not gonna take care of a child, man. Like you missing out on all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
But
know,
here's
sorry.
the thing: we don't learn about fathering until the child hits the planet. You don't have
Yeah.
it. You don't have any new information. The other thing, like when you talk about your father, one thing I remember specifically about your father pulling up to the front of his house, your father sees everybody.
Oh yeah, that is a
There's
fact.
not
Yeah.
one person in his sphere that he's like, nobody's a stranger. Right? Like if you don't speak,
That's a
he gonna
fact.
make sure you're spoken to,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you might get called a Monday. But the the reality of it is that that's who like that's the one thing that I really like loved about meeting your dad. And I think I met him like once or twice, but it was just like, wow, he really like. But then watching his son matriculate.
For, for those who don't know, if OG know you, he gonna call you a nigga. But if you don't know, you gonna call you a Monday. Same thing.
Same thing. It's the same word. It's the
Same
same
thing.
word.
Same.
Yeah, right.
Same. Right? Oh, you on Monday too. Oh yeah, thank you, sir. But like that's what that looked like, right? And so I think that like when you talk about your sons, Mike, what I also hear
Oh
is
shit.
this conversation around now he's around either fatherless boys or part-time fathered boys, or they're measuring man based upon this, and this. So my friends don't do it, so I don't do it. But what he didn't know is that dad didn't stop.
Right.
And because dad didn't stop, he's like, oh, well, I guess I could go to a park. I just want to tell my boys we went.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This would be a dad and me
That's
thing.
exactly what happened in that moment too.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my feet under my dad's leg, but I wish somebody would record me doing this.
Right.
Right.
I'm not that. Like, chill with that. I don't do that. But dad,
Two,
don't move. I'll be right back.
two things. One thing that this conversation, you specifically, but it just helped me realize, and it aligns with the work that I do. Like I work in the inclusion space, and one thing I never like correlated. My dad is inclusive AF. Like I never thought about like I would never like characterize him as take it one step further. I would never characterize him as an inclusive leader, but that's exactly what he is. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. But that was like an epiphany for me just now. I would have never gave him that title until we talked
Where
through.
do you think you get it from?
So yes, nothing else
Your
to say.
dad
Yeah,
was holding
you're right.
you accountable inside of your friendships.
Yeah.
Have you checked on Mike? Have you talked to Mike? Like, have you talked to Sheep? Like, he had a way, and even your cousins, like stuff like that. Like, just watching your father maneuver, and I'm telling you, it was brief, but just watching him maneuver, he I think he was working on a car. He was doing something, but he looked
always
like
doing something.
he was doing something,
It's definitely.
and he was fixing something. But even not even making eye contact all the time, he'll make that initial eye contact, and then the rest of the conversation was filtered through whatever he was working on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But would ask you very clear questions that weren't necessarily probing, but invited you to answer the question. I can't imagine any of your peers meeting your father and not feeling like, wow, this is what it likes to feel father. This is what it feels like to be father. Because that's what, like, that was my experience. When I left him, I felt like somebody hugged me. I was like, nobody touched me. But I felt seen. I felt heard. Like, I just had that moment where I was like, yo, he funny as hell.
Yeah.
Like, who is this? Like, who is this man?
That's how he pulls you in. That's how he pulls you in. Yeah.
But he got it, and then his son made a career out of it.
Yeah, bro. This is good. I'm getting chills actually talking about this because I've never correlated the two. Like I've never correlated the two. So this is cool.
That got to be dope though too, to be at this age and discover a connection through conversation that you didn't realize.
Yeah, man. Because and I'm sure there's a person in our life that we can all probably have the same conversation about, right? Mm-hmm. It's like when somebody has a strong personality in their or a strong personality and or known for something, it's very easy to dismiss the subtle things or the things at their core that make them like, and not to get too long-winded, but most of my dad's ways were out of necessity, right? The inclusive leader is who he is at his core. Who he had to show up to be in any given moment is who he had to show up to be. He didn't shy away from it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like my whole family knows him as the one that you call when there's a problem. Not now, you're old now, but back then. So, but that's leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what I'm known for, and I'm driving I'm whatever it is, I'm going in that direction, full speed ahead. But now when you look back, it's like, well, what if he had more resources? You know what I'm saying? What if he grew up and he wasn't in poverty? What if he wasn't one of 10? You know what I'm saying? The youngest boy in a shack, basically, where he grew up. So it's like, what could that have matriculated to? What could that have materialized? How would that have materialized in the world, right? Versus how he shows up on his block, and obviously how he is with us as a father. But I don't know. It just this kind of spun me a little bit. So it's very very interesting conversation
And
for me.
but what if he all the tools and resources he had, he needed to make y'all?
No, listen, yes,
And
and
I
that's
hear I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying,
yeah.
like, I think that conversation also shaped who he was. He was able to become the man that he was because of what we saw as a deficit, but also his strengths.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
you might see somebody who you think came from nothing. He was the wealthiest man in the room all the time.
Mm,
He was the
right,
wealthiest man, and the stuff that we were caught up in, your father had no burn for it. Like, yeah, whatever.
right.
Live long, live for a while. All that'll change. But he lived that way,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
then people like me who didn't have that relationship, to y'all point around this, to your point, Prentice, when I went to my father's funeral, if I closed my eyes, they were describing me.
Mm.
Mm.
Some of the
And
same things they said about my father as a pastor, as a minister, his community stuff. I was like, how did I get that from you?
Hmm.
How?
because you is it because you painted a picture of him in your mind and didn't want to accept that that's where that came from?
He was one of God's mistakes.
Jesus Christ.
That side note that reminded me of this shout out to Shana. She started her poem where she said, "God made you on a lazy day." I was like, shit, but that's if you he was one of God's
Thank you,
mistakes.
Sean. Yeah, he was like, for
Sheesh.
me, he was like, oh, dang. But then I'm also saying that I was a mistake.
Because of his actions towards you.
Well, no, he told me he didn't want me.
Oh,
Yeah,
heard
he was
that
very
before.
clear about it. And at 31, I sent him a letter releasing him from being a father. Right? Saying, like,
Was he a
forgive me.
young father?
No, he was an old father. They were just old. They were, I mean, well, then they were like 35, 34.
Mm-hmm.
He was 34, mom was 35. But in that time, he didn't want to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
He's very clear about it. And then my mom had her stuff around, if I have this baby, you'll love me. Right? And
Mm.
so he was like, no, I'm not. But then all his boys look alike, and we got different mothers. We don't favor. We all look alike. And so that became a thing. But listening to them, like, language, my father is a loving pastor. He always, like, helped community. He was big on family. Da 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 da. You know, people really loved him. I was like, yo, this is. If I was at my funeral, I'm at my funeral.
Mm.
And it messed me up. But I did an exercise where I was able to write a letter from my father saying all the things that I needed for him to say to me in that moment. So by the time I got to his funeral, I was good. We were
You know,
clean. We were
Let me
complete.
it is so powerful. Well, regardless if you sent it or not, it is so powerful to write a letter to someone with all the things that you want to say. Like, I did it one time, and like you said, I just felt so like the weight off my shoulder. You know,
Yeah.
like it was so liberating. Go ahead, Chief.
No, I was just going to. I mean, I'm going to ask us to step into a space of vulnerability even deeper than what we already have in this point right here. But I mentioned earlier about dude needing a hug, and that's currently the piece that I'm working on now. But it's called the evolution of the handshake, and eventually, like, it's leading to all we really wanted was a hug. because you know how you starts with the firm one, and now we dap, and then it's the dap and the pull in. Now it's the slap and the hug. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we just avoid the dap, and it's just a straight hug. We lean into it. You know what I'm saying? So, can you remember?
Dope ass concept. First of all,
Hella
I just
hard.
want to
That's some shit I wish I would have thought of.
like
That's hard.
y'all some talented brothers,
Oh,
man.
That's
Like,
hard.
Sorry.
That's
Thank
hard.
you. I'll give you guys a history lesson on where like the dap came, where it started from, which was
Vietnam.
also cool back in Vietnam.
Vietnam, yeah. I knew
Okay,
that.
so we're good on that. Yeah. So nevertheless, that's the piece. But I was gonna ask you guys, can you recall? I can't say that we knew we needed a hug, but can you recall a time when you got it, and in that moment was like, I needed that?
Here's the reality for me as you asked that question. It's weird because I'm trying to think to myself, like, how often do I get hugged? Chase hugs me all the time. Lorraine hugs me, but I don't know. I don't have an answer. That's my answer. Like I can't think of a time where I'm like, man, I really needed that hug. And I know why, because most of those moments I just suppress. So, like, if you would ask me a few days later after it happened, I would be able to tell you. But at this point, I probably won't. I do remember one time, Chief, I gave you a hug just because I felt like you needed it. And then we talked later and you was like, yeah, I didn't realize how much I needed that hug.
That was at the studio.
Yep. Yep.
I'm about to cry right now. That was a rough day.
Yeah.
I was going through it.
I can think of the two most memorable hugs. One was 1989, the famous California earthquake, the Loma Prieta earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a community center playing pool. The earthquake started happening, and I knew to get the fuck up out of there. So I jetted out. And as soon as I got out the community center, my mom was right there in the parking lot getting out her car. And we just went boom. And she just hugged me, and I was there. And the earthquake was happening, and she hugged me. And I that's a great question because I've never felt so safe in my life. Like my mom was there, she was hugging me, and we just rode that earthquake the hell out. And the second one was at the golf course after my dad apologized and said he was sorry. And I was walking back inside to go see y'all. And I'm going blank on her name right now. Forgive me.
Coach La,
yeah.
Coach La was right there. And she hugged me and I broke down and cried because he said I'm sorry. And all the things he said to me. And had she not been there, I don't know what y'all would have gotten. I'm sure one of y'all would have hugged me, but that was a hug I needed from a black woman. So those are the two most memorable hugs. So when you ask that question, that's what I think about.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's powerful. I think I'm getting better at hugging. I hug people. I don't always look for hugs. And being completely honest, I'm not always a space for them. I think I chased love from my mom and my dad for so long that when it didn't come for them, everything else felt incomplete. Right. And so when it came to like the touchy feely aspect, and I've been chasing this question for the last 2 years. I was the person that made the CDs, and This Is Why I Like You, play song 3. This is a song I'm thinking about, right? I was that guy. And now it's like, if you text me, thanks. Right? And I'm also the, hey, I love you. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, when did I become that? But I spend my life. Now, here's what's crazy. That's kind of how I am with adults. Young people, teenagers, they fall into my arms crying. We talk about whatever. But with other adults, it's something about, I don't know what, I still have not been able to figure out exactly what that is. But there's a piece of me or a part of me that's like, I'm good on hugs.
Well, I mean, it sounds like, you're giving the kids a lot of grace, because they're children, and maybe the adults, I don't know, like that's not clearly not giving them as much. So,
and it's not even the adults in front of me. It's not the adults in front of me.
AP.
It's me not having hope that there'll be more hugs. Because if I get this hug, I may crave more hugs.
Yep.
And so my brain is like, just go without.
Let's manage your expectations. Yeah.
Manage your expectations. What do you want for Christmas? I already bought it. What do you I don't look for gifts for my birthday, none of that. Like, you brother sending me message, I cherish that kind of stuff. Right? You don't have to give me a card. I sometimes throw them away. But if you like quality time, conversation, stuff like that, love it.
So
I feel like it's a gift from God.
in Prentice's story he just told, he said specifically, in that moment, I needed that hug from, and then, he just, you said the words black woman. And I asked because this is, it's a sensitive topic, but do you think it matters who the hug came from, gender wise?
I don't know. I just
And
know that was the circumstances, and those are the two hugs I thought of.
I only ask because I'm going to say this. I only ask because naturally one would expect, in moments of turmoil, tension, high stress, whatever, for the lady to understand and give them a hug. I think for me, Belle, like in that particular moment, it meant more to have another dude understand what I was going through in that moment. I don't think it would have landed the same had it been my lady or my mom, or you know what I'm saying? I think
you may have not felt like you could be as vulnerable.
Or because it's a female, it could have been more of an expectation.
But also think it was on the cusp of the podcast recording too. So we were like already in that space, you know what I'm saying? In the healing space per se. But I just think
May I also offer, I don't want you to miss what they just said, because it was quite profound.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You didn't do anything wrong. I think there's an expectation to be a man when women are around.
Yeah.
It's different when you don't have to think about being your brother's brother.
Yeah.
That just punched me in the gut. That makes me want to cry. Because in that moment, it was like, I just needed my brother. Right? When it's your lady, you like, well, I'm going to let her hold me up to a point.
Yeah. It's more often than not like that for men.
Yeah. Well, and then what Prentice was saying about, like, he was almost suggesting the same thing, and I didn't want you to miss it, because I think what's really profound, what I love, one of the things I love about you a lot is that you always show up as a brother, but you sometimes show up as a brother, sometimes questioning the brother you are, as opposed to just being the brother you are. Like, you make it look easy, and I don't know that it's for everybody. You make it look easy, like you make it look effortless. You do.
I think that's in the nature of the relationships I have with the people I love.
Ooh, I'm saying, like, y'all forget I didn't meet you like yesterday. I've watched you and Belle in different modalities of your lives. It looks completely different. I'm telling you. And I hear what you're saying. Like, let me be really clear. I hear what you're saying. There are friendships and relationships that you love, but I've watched you with strangers. I've watched you see people who otherwise would have not been seen. I've watched Belle do it. Right? Like, y'all have this innate ability to pull that little boy into man standing next to them. If it's a quick conversation about football, if it's a conversation about, like, being fathers, like, you all have a way of doing that. Prentice does it too. Without even realizing it, y'all step into this conversation with such ease. And it's not like something you all have to think. I think with women, there's a conversation of, let me show you how much of a man I am while trying to be vulnerable, but not being too vulnerable because I want you to see me as weak. Where with your brother, I fell down yesterday. Dog, I fell down last week. It's a different kind of. It's a different kind.
it just brought me back to I don't know why this came into my head, but I'm gonna put it in the air and kind of see how it translates for you guys. But it was it was a clip I saw online or whatever, and was a lady who, married couple, said her husband had just been struggling for the past couple of months, and she just felt like it was beyond what she could do. So she reached out to his parents and flew his parents in. He's like, he needed his mama and his daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, that was super, super, super cool. And I say that just because, like, a good woman sometimes, I mean, knowing her partner might know that she's there for him and he appreciates her being there for him, but it might be more than what she is, not say capable of, but if she can understand that fact that he is the man, he's going to try to he's going to represent himself that way with her, and could call his partner or his brother and be like, yo, swing by, Jay's going through something real quick, he could use a little love. I think that would make a world of a difference, because sometimes I could see not quarrels, but I could see women almost feeling like they're not enough. And it's not because they aren't, it's just the nature of what we're bred and led to be, the man. Like, we're still trying to be the man, because Bell said it a million times. Like, when I put that stress on you, I can't tell you what's going on, because now you carrying my stress, and I got to de-stress you for being stressed about the stress that I got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we saw that at National Black Men in Leadership, Chief. Remember how many women asked us, asked us, they told us that they want to be the ones to fix their husbands, like when they're down and all of that. And we were like, you're not always the one, right? More often than not, you're not going to be the one. And you just got to kind of let them be, and it was a deep conversation about, you can't coach your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like stay away from that. But it's so funny you bring that up, Chief, about the example of the woman flying the man's family. And so I'm reading Elliot Connie's book. Shout out to Elliot Connie. The Change Your Questions, Change Your Future. Mm-hmm. Anyway, his partner on the book, Adam, is wife's going through chemo. Tough go. She's finally walking, stuff like that. Yada yada yada. She's going this day for her longest walk yet, which is to the stop sign in their community, which is the furthest she's walked in months. And Elliot and his partner are having like a very engaging conversation. So they get to the stop sign, they're ready to turn around, and his wife says, no, I can keep going. Fast forward, they finish the walk, but the reason why she says she can keep going is what she said was she hadn't seen her husband that happy since her chemo as he was talking to Elliot. So she didn't want to deprive him of that. So because of that, she kept pushing forward. You know what I mean? Because of everything that he just dealt with her and everything like that. He's like, I need this for you. You know what I'm saying? So they just kept walking, and that's why, Chief, that's why I be telling you, man, you just need a good woman in your life, bro. You need a good woman, man. Like your world will open up, bro. It will open up. So
big time.
That's funny. We didn't even get to the topic, just so y'all know.
No, we didn't. Right? I feel like
we knew that though.
Yeah, you called it. I mean, there was some in this latter half of the conversation has been powerful, and I'm certain people are gonna pull something from it, because there's a lot.
And I feel
it's not haphazard.
I feel like we did get to the topic. I think the topic is about being allowing emotion, allowing vulnerability. Were we not vulnerable? Did we not talk emotion? Yeah. I think that photo, what it does, it triggers for you all, the father and the son. For me, it triggers the son and the father. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like it triggers that. It's really a conversation around, y'all don't even know what y'all missing. Like y'all talking about this from, and it's crazy. If that had been a white man and a white son, this wouldn't even be a conversation. But we're so committed to seeing us destroy each other. Then when no one's around to abuse us, we start abusing ourselves.
Crazy how that works.
And I'm just fascinated by that. Like, you got this loving, like, vocalist and preacher and man of God loving on his son, who just crawled up in his arms and went to sleep, and we missed the part where dad needed that more than the son did.
And that's the whole message from the dad.
Like, we missed.
There's nothing to decipher in that picture. The caption is telling you the father's feelings, the space he's in. You see the son, you know everything. It's laid out, and then everybody wants to go, this shit is weird.
And then what's weird about a son and a father loving each other? And then you're wrong if you ask that question. So I guess you don't have a father, huh?
You don't. Or you had a father that didn't do it. It's one of the two. We should
Now
be
they're
worried
super
about them.
offended that you asked it, though. Super offended you brought that up, too.
Yeah, they will be.
Yeah, I mean,
That ain't got nothing to do with it. No, it has everything to do with it.
Everything to do with it.
I got a good therapist you can go see. Because clearly you got to work some shit out.
Word.
Well, I mean,
Word.
and I think for us, it's about seeing us hug each other more. Wait a minute. We're
Yeah.
wild. We're wilding. We're wilding. We're wilding. How do we usually sign off?
Hug a black man.
Hug a black man today.
Yeah, word.
Like, that's really the point. That's literally the point.
That's crazy.
And the only reason why our sign off is acceptable is if you listen to the conversations, understand the podcast. So we have to spoon feed you to get to accepting
that
hug
point.
a black man today. Because if you just see a picture where a black boy is hugging a black man today, you're gonna go, "Oh, that shit is weird."
No.
Well, a black son
stupid.
hugging a black father, like he's hugging his dad, not some random dude. This is his dad. Why is he loving his dad weird to you?
Word.
That's weird to me.
Prentice,
you like, dude, you sound like a clown.
You just made a great point, Prentice. Like what you said, and basically what you're saying is context is everything, right? Given the context of our podcast, when we sign off like that, nobody bats an eye.
It's fine.
But if Mason Cam signed off like that, people would be like, pause or whatever.
Hey,
like,
yo, wait,
yeah.
yo, what we doing?
Right. You see what I'm saying? But it's so crazy because I can't wait to hear that poem, Chief, because I really think if we just hugged more men, if men hugged other men more, I don't feel we would carry the burden as much as we do. Like, I mean, because to Butter's point, it's like, and remember, I started off by saying I don't know, but I do remember now, Chief. I forgot the question. Most meaningful hug or something like that. I do remember. I'll get to that in a second. But the challenge is when I'll speak for myself. Sometimes we can take our women for granted because they're supposed to hug us and console us when we're down. Wow. So it's like you can't receive it. I shouldn't say you can't. You may not receive it as you would if your boy did it. You know what I mean? Because they don't show up in that manner every day like your woman does, because that's her job. You know what I mean? Like, that's the dynamic, or your significant other. That's the dynamic. But the hug I remember I got is when you pulled up on me when I was going through my moment, when you and K Thomas pulled up. That's what I remember. That's the one I remember. Like, if I had to pick one, well, I can't think of any other ones, but that was a good one because I didn't even say nothing. Like, I don't remember what we was talking about, but you heard it in my voice or something. You was like, I'm on my way. And then you drove 2 hours. So I appreciate you for that. And that hug was everything. So
I just happened to look it up real quick, fellas, and it says hug statistics reveal frequent hugging is linked to better mental and physical health, with studies showing that daily huggers have lower anxiety and depression, fewer illnesses, and reduced stress. With specific studies find people hug partners around 0.89 times an hour with significant cultural and individual variations. Some suggest 4 to 12 hugs a day for growth and survival.
That's an ill statistic. 4 to 12 for growth and survival. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I've never associated hugs with for growth and survival. Like, that's pretty deep, bro.
I
didn't
can
even
tell you
get it.
this. The
Go ahead.
last times that recently, over the course of, I don't know, let's just say the last couple of years, anytime I've full frontal 2-hand hug someone, just in thinking about it real quick, and it's always, you know, seeing my partners I haven't seen in a while, or bringing my kids full in all the time, like, it's always made me feel better. Always.
Yeah.
Always. And I do it to my kids more often, more than anybody else, but like full frontal chest to chest, full grip hugs, and it always makes me feel better.
I was this many years old when I got this. Hugs are the most vulnerable places anyone can stand.
Mm.
You're completely vulnerable in a hug. Like, you are vulnerable. And I think that scares the hell out of people. Let me own that. I think that scared the hell out of me up until this point. I just heard that in myself, like, whoa.
Nah,
I never thought a hug was vulnerable. I'm this
nowhere
age.
there's nowhere you can run in a hug.
Where can you
either
go?
stand in it or you get off that shit. That's true.
I've never, in all of the years been on the planet, I never thought a hug was vulnerable. Ever. Until right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Hugs are vulnerable?
No, absolutely.
That's wow.
Again, but think about how we mask it as dudes, though. It's a quick dap and a one-hand reach. You know what I'm saying? It's a quick dap and a couple bang, real quick. But it's never a full embrace for a deep breath.
Yet, the majority of us men, a lot of men, will embrace a female stranger they just met in the moment in effort to penetrate, in effort to bond, but will look at a father and son and be like, that shit is weird. I can hug this stranger in hopes that there's some type of intimacy that develops and grows, but I can't look at two people, one who came from another, hug each other and normalize that.
What's
We
ill,
go all
man?
over the place with hugs. Now I think about it. We go all over the place with hugs.
I don't remember if it was Jadakiss who said it, and I can't remember the line, but it was something to the fact of only time you tell your brother you love him is on a jail phone or something like that. And this was years ago when this song came out, probably 20 years ago at this point. And when he said that shit, I'm like, yeah. Like, at that point in my life, like, only time I said I love you to anybody, on another man on the phone, was on a jail call. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. And then what happens when they come home from jail? You give them a big warm embrace. And then that may last for 48 hours, you know? And then y'all back to however you used to communicate and greet each other before. You know, so we may have to add to our mission, man, and start normalizing hugging men, man. Like, that sounds kind of crazy, but I want us to do it. No, normalize hugging your brothers. I'll say it like that. Normalize hugging your brothers.
I mean,
Like,
bro,
I think that's,
in our hug a black man today was super subconscious. It wasn't something we scripted. You know what I'm saying? It just happened to come at the end of the conversation, and we was like, we're gonna run with that.
yeah, I would even argue it was even like a level of comic relief in it. You know what I'm saying? Like not that we didn't mean it, you know what I mean? But it was definitely an element of comic relief. So, but yeah, I can't wait to hear this poem, bro. That's crazy.
I keep thinking about that shit too.
Word.
It's in the works, man. It's in the works. I've been rewriting it a bunch of times, but like I'm trying to. Never mind. We'll talk about that.
Hey, for the right price, I can even make your shit tighter. You know? Holla at me. You know what I'm saying? C Bell, Ghostwriter, huh?
Anywho, I think I love the conversation. I'm curious to know what the people think about it, because I know there aren't enough men out here getting hugs, and I know there aren't enough men out here vulnerable enough to say that they need a hug, or even acknowledge the last time they got a hug it was what they needed, or brave enough to ask for one if they do. You know what I'm saying? And if your partner
Yep.
ever, I'll save that for my final thought. I'll save that for my final thought. Fellas, it's always a pleasure connecting, and it just makes me feel good that we have these conversations, and in every conversation at least one of us is like, damn, there's always an aha moment in every conversation we have. And I think that's the cool part about us joining this healing journey together, man. We continue to learn and grow every single week together, and that's super, super dope. Fire.
Love it.
Let's walk into it, man. LT, I'm gonna put you on the hot seat first, man. Give us your final thought.
Um, love unapologetically. Um, I think we're quick to say I love you, but how often do we say I need you?
Mm.
And I feel like hugs say that. It's either hug me because I need the hug or hug me because you might need one. That's all I have to say.
That's cool. I typically don't go here, but I'm gonna go here anyway. I think for me, I love the conversation. I think if anything I would like to share in regards to my final thoughts, I just want to say this conversation may inspire brothers to ask for a hug. And fellas, if your brother ever asks you for a hug, we don't need to pause. We don't need to chill. Whoa. Embrace that brother and give him that moment of healing, because that's what's necessary in that moment. If a brother is brave enough and bold enough to ask his brother for a hug, give it to him. That's my final thought. Go ahead.
I appreciate that, Chief, but I'd take it a step further, man. I mean, just make hugging part of your routine, man. Like the reality is this. The reality is this, man. We don't have as much time as we think. Period. So it is important for us. And again, when I'm speaking to you all, I'm speaking to myself because this is advice that I need to take heed to. But we don't have as much time as we think. No matter how uncomfortable it may feel to express how much a person means to you in real time, that feeling does not compare to how good they will feel to hear that and receive that. So it's like if you if you do it, it's my son has a book called Fill Your Bucket. And the thing about when you fill your bucket, you also fill others' buckets. So if that hug is for survival and safety or something, what was it? Survival and something. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, if you're going to get all of that from that hug, imagine what the other person is going to receive from that hug. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. My final thought is make sure people know how you feel about them, because you'll be surprised uh, how much people don't know until you tell them. That's my final thought.
Word. P, what's your final thought?
I think it's two parts. One, I'm really looking forward to hearing that poem because that concept is hard as hell, man. That concept is hard, and that got me into being like, damn, that's really creative. And then Bell gave me my next poem, and this is going to be my next best poem because it's going to be difficult. And you were talking about the Elliot walking with his
Mhm.
partner and the lady in cancer, with the lady with cancer, and it was a statement of her walking because you said, I need this for you. And that's
Right.
what the poem was going to be called. And that stood out to me really hard. Just that line, I need this for you. And that makes me want to figure out what that means to me, and it has to be a poem. So shout out to you, because you just gave me my next. That's going to be challenging, but I feel like already it's about to be some shit. And my second part to my final thought is I'm not weird, nigga. You're weird. You're weird for thinking that hugs are fucking weird. Like you're weird for looking at a father and son hugging on each other and thinking it's weird. I'm not weird because I tell my friends I love you when I get off the phone. I'm not weird for hugging my friends. You're fucking weird, and you're weird for not willing to be unweird. So stop telling niggas who do things that you can't do they're weird because you're the weird one because you can't identify the fact that you can't do that shit. So stop being fucking weird. That's my final thought. Stop being fucking weird.
There you go. Prentice is back, y'all. He is back.
My bad.
There you go.
Not my
That's
bad.
my man.
Stop
He
being
is
fucking
back,
weird,
y'all.
man.
Y'all haven't met him. Here he is.
Here he is. That's funny as ever.
Yo, that's crazy. I just thought about the hug. My boy Elias. He's like a brother, but he gives the best hugs, and it's always the "you good, butter? You good?"
Mm.
He's a dope father. Cool brother. He reminds me a lot of UP. I'm like, you, dude, lock down on a dope ass woman, dude. It's gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this brother, and y'all just made me. My last hug from him was Sunday.
Mm.
He was like, "I'm glad that your parents made you,"
Mm.
Oh, whoa.
and I was like, "Got it,
That's heavy.
got it, got it."
That's dope.
Good dude, like good brother, good brother, solid. Working with young people right now to help them get in college, but he's always ready, and he hugs his brothers, all of them.
That's dope.
Latin, Hispanic, Black, like you name it. This brother is really dope. So I just wanted to share that.
That's what's up. Well, in the spirit of the podcast, I think this was a very vulnerable episode and kind of went a lot of directions, but it focused on, you know, our our mission, which is to create a safe space for Black men to openly engage in conversations surrounding their mental health. And as we talked about today, there's so many contributing factors to your mental health, you know, outside of, you know, going to a formal therapist, right? Conversations, hugs, you know, telling somebody how you feel about them. Like all those things positively contribute to your mental health. So we appreciate you all. And we're here. You know, we have a voice line. You can reach us at 860-410-6160. And we'll do our best to get back to you. But we appreciate you all for tapping in with us. And I appreciate all y'all, man. I love all y'all on the call, man. So this was good. This didn't go where I thought it was going to go, but it went exactly where it needed. So I appreciate
Love
it.
you too, B.
Love you too, bro.
Love you, bro.
For sure.
Hey, my people, listen real quick. Another note I wanted to mention. I mentioned it last week, but I'm gonna say it again. If you are on the Buzzsprout, I believe it is. If you hit us up on the Buzzsprout fan mail, we can see it, but we cannot respond to you. It doesn't. The site doesn't let us do it. So if you want to shoot us an email or give us some comments, hit us up at an email allblackmennetherapy@gmail.com. We do respond. I've responded to a bunch of text messages lately. So please feel free to reach out to us, man. We are not therapists, but we'll do what we can to kind of help a brother out. I think that's it for us, fellas. So, hey, y'all, per usual, do us all a favor and hug a Black man today.
Do it.
And tomorrow.
Do it. Please
We
do
out,
it.
y'all.
Peace.
Peace.